Well, things are going the way that I was pretty sure they would. Making some tea for today, gunpowder tea. And I really got to tell you, that's going to be one of the things that I sorely miss as things go downhill. Gunpowder tea has an interesting background. It was enormously popular in the Civil War. As a matter of fact, the Confederate troops would hide the tea from the Northern raiders. And even though we have good water here, I still would prefer to use bottled water for this sort of thing. Anyway, gunpowder tea is absolutely delicious. It's a green tea. And if you're not a tea connoisseur, you may have never even heard of it. I didn't hear about it until, I had the tea room, which is what all this is, at the hotel. And I'll miss it severely. I'm not kidding you. It's one of the, I consider it a luxury, and I'll make sure I get every possible drop out of it. The reason it, this is a side note. I mean, I didn't intend on giving a history lesson in tea, but the reason where it gets the name gunpowder tea, it's absolutely delicious. If you like green tea, I highly recommend it. It looks like cannon powder. The way that these the tea leaves are rolled look like gunpowder, the cannon powder they used for cannons back in the Civil War. Anyway, absolutely delicious. I'm just saying that's one of the things I'll miss a lot. And hopefully, somehow, some way, I'll be able to not have to do without it. Let me get this thing situated, and we'll talk. There we go. Oh, let me adjust this. And that's about where I usually have it. A little closer. Anyway, Monday will be my last day. I was hoping it would go a week longer. It turns out it's going a week shorter. Those are the things that happen in life when things get like this. You can't predict an accurate sunrise if you had to when things get this way. What I wanted to mainly talk about was how fast you can watch a lot of other videos with people going through this same thing. And they talk about, the one common denominator is they talk about how fast everything unravels financially. And man, let me tell you, that's exactly how it is. I went to extremes to prepare for this. And I'm already feeling the bite. And I think large part of this is that people don't realize, a lot of economists would certainly argue with me that this is hyperinflation, but when you look at how real wages have declined, I would say we are in hyperinflation. I know that milk products have gone up 40% in just the last few years. And of course the government will bald-faced lie about everything. And the people that aren't lying are just literally incompetent as far as giving accurate information. So I believe what I experience with my pocketbook. Anyway, things, matter of fact, I'll show you. Here's one thing right off the bat. Let's see if we can get this on. Right there, a medical appointment. I won't be able to keep that. It's going to, the date for that is February 3rd, and I'll be without insurance on January 31st. See how things happen. It's just one of those things. You deal with it. You just deal with it best you can. Sometimes you can deal with those things good and well, and sometimes you can't. For me, that's since it's a dental appointment, there's been periods in my life that I went many years without a dental appointment. And of course, the medical thing is a very great concern for me at this stage of life. But you just deal with it. Monday will be the last day. I'll make a video then, and because that's somewhat of a special occasion. And things, we'll just deal with it as we can. I can tell you this, what you see on these other YouTube videos about how fast people become impoverished is an absolutely accurate picture of how this plays out. I'm already going downhill fast, and but like I said, I've prepared the best I can, and I'll be able to get through the summer. If how other people's experiences are any indication, I could easily go 9 months or longer, a year, without being able to find a job. This area is horrible, absolutely horrible for any meaningful employment. There are jobs that you would never be able to make your house payment, let alone all your utilities and car payment and everything. There's jobs that you can get that will not even begin to touch a poor or impoverished lifestyle. I don't know how people are doing it now, and I don't have dependents, so using all my skill to survive this is definitely going to be, this is going to be a challenge. My God, people, you just don't realize until you're in this position what it's all about. And I perfectly am well aware that it may include, I'll put it this way, I already have a roadmap, and I made it probably 2 years ago because I saw this coming, of the sequence of things that I need to lose in what order, which utilities I'm going to have to let be turned off in what sequence, the most meaningful sequence, down to the very last, most needed one, most necessary ones. So, the first thing began with being out of debt, which I did achieve that, and but it's the things that come along that when you're on a tightrope, it doesn't take much of a push at all to knock you off that tightrope. So it's all about survival now. I'm going to be using every resource I can come up with to find a job, and it's going to be interesting. Anyway, I'll be back with more when there is more to be back with.